friends! Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable lacy headband with elastics at the bottom. For this project, you will need a crochet hook. I'm going to be using a 3mm hook today. You'll also need some yarn. I'm going to be using my scraps that I have left of this beautiful No. 3 weight mercerized cotton. Look at the shine on that yarn. You'll also need some scissors, as well as a yarn needle to weave in your ends. You're also going to need 2 hair elastics. I'm using these thick, strong hair elastics from the dollar store. So gather your supplies, and let's jump in. We're going to be starting with crocheting a rectangular band for the headband. So at this point, you can put aside your yarn needle and your hair elastics. We won't be needing them just yet. First, create a slip knot. From here, chain 61 times. 1, 2, 3, 57, 58, 59, 60, and 61. This initial chain should be about 12 inches long. Now, in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, I'm going to create a single crochet. I'm going to insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. There's 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. From here, I'm going to single crochet all the way down the initial chain. At the end of this row, you should have 60 stitches in the row. We started with a chain of 61, and that first chain is the side of our work. So, single crochet down this initial chain, and I'll meet you when I get to the end of the chain. Here I am coming up to the end of our initial chain of our first row here, and in the last stitch of the row, we're going to be doing a bunch of stitches. We're going to put a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and that is going to bring us around the corner so that we'll be working on the underside of the chain. Let me show you. We'll do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And that created 2 corners where now we have this little rectangle at the edge of the row. So we've got our initial row going this way, the single crochet in the last chain stitch. The chain 1 makes up a corner. The next single crochet makes up the side of the row. And then the next chain 1 makes up the second corner. And then the last single crochet is the first single crochet in the row on the underside of the chain. Hopefully that made sense. From here, we're going to be single crocheting along the underside of our initial chain. So 1 single crochet in each chain stitch along the underside of the work. I'm going to zip through this part because it's still single crochets, and I'll meet you when I get to the end of this underside, this first round. Here I am coming up to the end of that underside chain row, and we're going to be doing the same thing that we did to get around the corner on this side. So in the last stitch of the row, we're going to put a single crochet, and there's already a single crochet on the other side of it. So we just need to do chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and then we can join the round because we already have 1 here and 1 here. So we just need the single crochet coming out of the other side. So chain 1, single crochet into the same space, and then chain 1 again. And now we're going to be joining the round at that first single crochet that we did on the first part of the row. Now, while I am going to slip stitch to join, I'm also going to be changing colors at this point. I'm going to be going in with this bright green for a round. So I'm going to insert my hook into that first single crochet stitch. I'm going to yarn over with my original teal yarn as well as my new bright green yarn, and I'm going to complete my slip stitch with both yarns to join my round. I am going to, just for a minute, ignore my new bright green yarn. I'm going to take my hook out of just the green yarn and keep it on the teal yarn. I'm gonna drop the tail of the green yarn and just kind of ignore it in the background. What I'm gonna do with this bright teal is I am going to surface crochet in between those two rows. So you can see this sort of space that shows up in between your two rows of single crochet. And I'm going to surface crochet, which is slip stitching. I'm going to insert the hook down through the first hole and come up through the second hole. Then I'll yarn over with my teal and pull through both pieces here. Then I'll insert into the second space, come up through the third space, yarn over, pull through both. And I'm doing this nice and loose. I'm not doing a super tight stitch because we want it to be not puckering. We want to keep it nice and flat. And I'm doing this just to fill in the space that happens between those two rows. We're going to be done with the teal at this point, but this is just one last little detail with the teal that will create something a little bit pretty. It's like a little braided detail, but it's just a slip stitch, but it's between two rows, so it's called surface crochet when you're doing a slip stitch on top of the work. So if you can't see where to put your hook, just pull the two rows apart like this, and you'll see this ladder form in between, and that's where we're putting our hook for these stitches. So in the next space, let me pull that apart. I'll insert the hook, have it come out through the next space, yarn over and pull it through the first hole, and then pull it through the loop. And then we're going into the same space that we had come out of, and then coming up through the next space. Pull through, then into that space that we just came out of, up through the next, pull through, pull through. Just makes it look a little bit more, I don't know, a little fancier. So I'm gonna zoom through the rest of this row because it takes a minute to do surface crochet, and I'll see you at the end of the row. Oh, that looks so cute. All right, here I am coming up to the end of my surface crochet row with my initial teal color, which again is just slip stitches, but it's slip stitches between two rows. And that, for some reason, makes it called surface crochet. I guess it makes sense. We're crocheting on the surface of the fabric, but still, it's just a slip stitch. Okay, I've made it to the end. I'm gonna put my last slip stitch in here into the last stitch of the row. And then I'm going to trim my green yarn here, or my teal yarn rather, and pull that last stitch through. And let me zoom you out to show you how cute that looks. So now there is no space between the rows anymore. That surface crochet filled in that gap and created this little braided detail, which I think is just very cute. If you don't do that surface crochet, you'll end up with space between your rows. And we're trying to avoid that for this project. From here, I'm gonna go back to the other side where I've got the light green yarn coming out of, and I am going to start my row here with a chain of 1. Then I'm gonna pull the tail down just to tighten that down. And now I'm going to go and single crochet all the way across this initial row. Where I did the chain 1, I'm going to do a single crochet in that same spot. I'm going to crochet over my tail so I don't have to weave that in later. Just like that, there's my first single crochet. And now I'm going to single crochet down the entire row. 1 single crochet in each single crochet stitch all the way down. And this is going to be our base for where we're going to start putting in some eyelets to make some ruffly petal patterns. So I'll just zoom through this row as I crochet over my tail and crochet down to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there to show you what we're going to do to get around the corner, across the side, and then we're going to crochet around the other side. So I'll see you when I get there. All right, so here I am at the end of my first row of green here. I'm going to just point this out before I get to my end where we're going to be going around the corners. You see how there are the 3 single crochets in one spot here? We've got 1 on this side, 1 on this side, and then 1 in the middle. The chain ones that separate that 3 single crochets, those are going to be our corners. So in those corner spaces, we're gonna put single crochet, chain one, single crochet. So we're gonna single crochet in each stitch until we get to that chain one space. Now you can see we're at that first chain one space. It's a little hard to see, but just bear with me, just trust me through this. We're gonna put in that chain one space, single crochet, chain one, and then another single crochet in the same space. And then there will be another single crochet here. So we'll put a single crochet into that single crochet space. This one's a little bit snug. Now we're at the next chain one space. So in that chain one space, we're gonna do single crochet, chain one, single crochet. And what we've done is we've continued our creating of corners. Also here is the end of that surface crochet. So now we have new corners. We have the single crochet, chain one, single crochet here, and then another one over here. So these are our new corners. And now we're back going along the underside. And along the underside, we're just going to single crochet across the underside row. So I'll zoom through these single crochets and I'll meet you when I get back to the beginning of the round. Here I am coming up to the end of the row. I'm gonna put my last couple of single crochets in there. And when we hit that first chain one space, so you can see here's a single crochet and here's two single crochets coming out of the same spot. So there's a chain one in between those. When we hit that first chain one space, we're gonna be putting a single crochet and then a chain one and a single crochet all in that one spot. And that will be our first corner here. Now you can see we've made our way around the corner because we've got two coming out of one. Then in the next spot right here, we're gonna put one single crochet. It's a little snug, but it'll go. And then where our first single crochet stitch comes out here, that's gonna be the second half of our corner. So to do the first half of the corner, we're gonna put another single crochet into that space. It's gonna be a little snug. Single crochet into that spot. Now you can see there's two single crochets coming out of the same hole. We have to separate it by a chain one to make our corner. And then to join the round, we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain one. And there we go. Now we've got our two new corners and we've made it all the way back around. Look at how cute this is already looking. Now, just to make it a little bit easier going forward, I am going to put some stitch markers into my corners so that they're a little easier to see. Now, for this next round, we're going to be putting in our eyelets for our lacy bits to sort of pop out from. So to start, we're going to start with a chain of one. Then we're going to single crochet into the base of the chain one to bring our row up. Then we're going to chain two, one and two. Then we're gonna skip two, one and two, and then we're gonna single crochet into the next space. Then we're gonna single crochet into the next space, chain two, one and two, and then we're gonna skip two, one and two, and then we're gonna single crochet into the next two stitches. There's one, and there's two. And then chain two, one and two, skip two, one and two, single crochet into the next two stitches. There's one and there's two. And you can see it creates these little holes, which are going to be where we place our lace or our shelves to make this sort of frilly looking texture. So I'm going to zoom across the row, just single crocheting into two stitches, chain two, skip two, single crochet into the next two stitches all the way across, and I'll meet you when I get to the end of the row. Here I am coming up to the end of the row, skip two, and then I've got two single crochets. There's one, and there's two, and now I've made it to the corner. So to get around the corner, I'm going to do single crochet into the corner. Let me remove my stitch marker for a minute. Single crochet into the corner, chain one, single crochet into the corner again. And now we've turned our work 90 degrees. I can put a single crochet into the first stitch there, a single crochet into the second stitch across the side, and now I've made it to my corner again. I'll remove my stitch marker for a minute. In that corner stitch, we're going to do single crochet, chain one, single crochet. now we're back along the side. We're gonna start with a single crochet in the first stitch, and then we're gonna chain 2, skip 2, 1 and 2, single crochet into the next 2 stitches. There's 1 and there's 2. And then we'll chain 2, skip 2, 1 and 2, single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And I'm gonna repeat that all the way across this row, and I'll meet you at the end of the row to show you how we're gonna get around the corner again and how we're gonna join the row. Here I am coming up to the end of the row, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet, and then I'm at a corner again. Hold on, there we go. Those corner stitch markers getting in my way a little. So now I'll remove my stitch marker so that I can actually access the corner. And then in that corner stitch, that chain 1 space, I'm gonna do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And now that has turned us 90 degrees. I can single crochet into the next 2 stitches because now the side of the work has 2 side stitches. It'll increase with every round we do. And then I can pull out that second stitch marker because I'm back at another corner where I'm going to do single crochet, chain 1, and then our last single crochet is actually the first single crochet of the previous part of the round. And now you can see we've got these little eyelet spaces, and these eyelet spaces are going to be where we're going to be putting in a bunch of stitches in order to make it ruffle. How cute does that look? Let's do our next round. So at this point, I'm going to be changing colors. So I've done my final single crochet, chain 1, and then when I slip stitch to join the round, I'm going to use my new color and the old color in order to incorporate the new color into this next round. I'm going to be going in with the purple. So I'm going to slip stitch with the green and the purple, and then I'll drop my tails, so that's the green and purple tails, and then to start the next row, I'll chain 1 just with my purple yarn. From here, I'm going to do a single crochet in the same space that I just had my chain 1 come out of. And that brings us to our first chain 2 space. In this chain 2 space, we're going to be doing something that creates a bit of a ruffle. So we're going to do 2 single crochets. There's 1, there's 2. Then we're going to do a double crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook into the chain 2 space, yarn over, pull up a loop. There's 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops, followed by 2 more single crochets. So in that chain 2 space, there's now going to be 5 stitches, 2 single crochets, a double crochet, and 2 single crochets. You can see it creates a lot more width than just the 2 stitches takes up. Now we're at 2 single crochet stitches. In those spots, we're just going to do 2 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. And then we're back at another chain 2 space. In the chain 2, we're going to do single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, single crochet, just like that. And that's creating a bit of a ruffle as well as a height difference. Now we're back at 2 more single crochets. We're going to put 1 single crochet in each of those. There's 1, there's 2, and now we're back at a chain 2 space. In there, we'll do 2 single crochets, and then a double crochet, and then 2 single crochets. By the way, if you are new to crochet and this is a little bit complicated to you, I will include tutorials for all the stitches that I use in this video. So single crochets, chain stitches, double crochets, all of those things. I'll include tutorials in the links down below, as well as in the top eye corner right now. So I'm going to continue this repeat all the way across the row until I get to the corner, and I will meet you at the corner to show you how we're going to get around the corner again and what we're going to do along the other side. I've just about finished my row, and look how cute it is already. Little spiky petal bottoms. All right, so now that we've made it to the end of the row, I'll just do my last single crochets here. And now I'm at a corner again. And at the corner, we're going to be doing what we've done for every corner. We're going to do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and then we'll work across the side row here, which will just be a couple of stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're at a corner again. So in that corner, I'll do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and then we'll single crochet into the next stitch. And now we are back at the chain 2 space. And in the chain 2 space, we're going to do single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, single crochet, followed by 2 single crochets, 1 in each of the next stitches, 1 and 2, and then we're back at a chain 2, so we'll do single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, for a total of 5 stitches in each of those chain 2 spaces. And then in each of the single crochets, we'll do 1 single crochet in each of those stitches. I'm going to repeat that all the way across until I get to the other end of the row, and I'll see you when I get there. All right, I've made it to the end of the row. I'm just putting my last little spike in, so double crochet and then 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2, and then I've got another single crochet for the end of the row and 1 more, and now I've made it to the corner again. So in the corner I'll do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and then I'll single crochet across my last side. And I'm going to switch colors again because now we're going to be doing the big part of the ruffle. So I've made it to the end here, 1 last single crochet, and then I'll do a chain 1. And then I'm going to be slip stitching the round together at this point, but I'm going to slip stitch with both the purple and what color should we do for our last bit? I think we should do this bright purple variegated. I think that'll look really pretty. So I'm going to finish my round by slip stitching with both the old color and the new color. Yarn over, and pull through with both pieces. And then I can drop the tails and I can start this next round with a chain of 1. All right, so this is one of our last rounds. For this one, we're going to be doing 3 double crochets in each of the double crochet stitches at the corners here. But other than that, we're just going to do single crochets 1 time in each stitch around. That's still going to expand out our ruffles a little bit, but we're only going to be putting the double crochets into our own double crochet stitches. So I've just done 2 single crochets there, and now I'm at a double crochet stitch. So in that double crochet, we're going to put 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then in all of the single crochets, we'll just put 1 single crochet in each. Now I'm back at another double crochet, so I'm going to put 3 double crochets into that stitch. 1, 2, and 3. And then single crochet across to the next double crochet stitch. I'm going to be repeating this all the way across for this row, and you'll see at the end of the row it creates these cute sort of petal ruffles on your project. Look at how freaking cute these ruffles look. How freaking cute is that? I am obsessed. Okay, so I've just about come up to the end of my row of these ruffles of double crochets, and now it's going to be time for us to incorporate our elastic to make this headband actually make it all the way around the head. Let me zoom you in for this. So I need to connect these 2 elastics together. To do that, I'm going to put one on top of the other. This one's on top. And then the one that's underneath, I'm going to bring the loop up over top of the one that's on top and place the loop in between in that sort of Venn diagram space. So fold it over and put it into that space. Then coming underneath, I'll grab that little piece and pull on it. And that's going to connect these 2 elastics together. Let me try and show you again. So one on top and one underneath. We're going to put the one that's underneath, fold it over top, and pass through that loop and pull it down tight. And now those 2 elastics are connected. From here, I'm going to finish my last little ruffle, 1 and 2. and then 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm gonna single crochet until the end of the row here. Beautiful. And now I'm at the corner. So in the corner, I'm going to put a single crochet and a chain 1. And now we're going to be doing this row here, this side row we've created. We're gonna crochet over top of the elastic. So I'm gonna put the elastic behind the work, just like this. And then in the same stitch we just did the single crochet chain 1, I'm gonna do another single crochet, but the hook is gonna go under the elastic for that single crochet. So just pretend the elastic's not there essentially and crochet as you normally would, but the elastic is going to end up encased in our single crochet stitches. And we're gonna single crochet across that side row until we hit the corner again. And one more. And here I am at the corner. You can tell it's a corner because I have 2 single crochets coming out of the same spot. So I'll insert my hook into that corner space. I'll put my last single crochet in there. And now we remove the elastic from our stitches. We do a chain 1, and then an additional single crochet into the same spot for our corner. And now the elastic is connected to our work. It can slide around in there, but it is stuck really well into our headband. And from here, I'm going to repeat the thing that I did all along the other side. So I'm gonna single crochet in each of the single crochet stitches. And when I hit a double crochet, which is where I'm at right now, I'll put 3 double crochets into that spot. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And then I'll single crochet until I get to my next double crochet. There will be 6 single crochets between each set of 3 double crochets. And I'll repeat that all the way across until I make it to my next corner. And I'll see you there. Look at how cute this looks. Are you kidding me? Ugh. All right, so I've just about made it to the end of the row. I'll do my last few single crochets here until I reach the corner. And remember, our corner is where we have 2 single crochets coming out of the same spot. So I have 1 more single crochet here, and then 1 single crochet in the corner, and then a chain 1. And now we're gonna take the elastic and we're gonna attach it on the other side. So we're gonna want the elastic not to twist. So make sure your headband is flat, and then you can grab your elastic and line it up with the other side of the headband, just like that. And we're gonna do the same thing we did on the other side. So we're gonna put our second single crochet into the corner, but we're gonna crochet over top of our elastic. And then we'll single crochet across this row, covering the elastic as we go. So just line the elastic up with your work and then just crochet over the elastic band. And that's gonna secure the elastic to the headband. And there we go, I've done my last one, I think. Yes, and then I can chain 1, drop the elastic, and then I can slip stitch that round together. And I'm going to cut my purple yarn at this point, and I'm gonna do 1 final round, and the final round I'm gonna do in hot pink, just for a little bit of fun. And so I'm going to finish my round here by yarning over and pulling through my slip stitch with both colors, the purple that we just finished with and the pink that we are doing our final round with. Just like that. And now for our final round, I want to go around the entire project with tight single crochets. So I'm going to start with a chain 1, and then I am going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch around. I'm not going to do any corner stitches this time, just a tight single crochet in each stitch around. I'll meet you at the corner though to show you what that's going to look like. But 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Anyway, I'm gonna zoom across this single crochet row because it's just gonna be a row of single crochets, and I will see you at the end of the row. All right, I've just about made it to the end of the row. How frickin' cute is that? I am playing the ultimate game of yarn chicken now, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna get around this edge here. We're basically just going to ignore the elastic, and we're just going to treat this like a round. No more corners to worry about for this round. We're just doing one single crochet in each single crochet. So I'll just ignore the elastic. Oops. Ignore the elastic entirely, and we'll just put one single crochet in each of those single crochet stitches. And again, I'm ignoring the corners also. I'm not doing any single crochet, chain one single crochet in the corner stitch. I'm just putting one single crochet in that spot and then continuing my way around, because this final round is just decorative and we don't need to keep the square shape for this round. By doing single crochets all the way here, we're going to tighten up the area between those double crochets and kind of curve those edges in like a petal. I mean, it's supposed to be sort of floral themed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting more like sea slug vibes, sea cucumber vibes, but maybe this is gonna be the sea cucumber headband, not the floral headband, but that's okay. Either way, it's gonna look really cute. So I'll zoom across this last row here where I am putting one single crochet in each stitch around, and I will meet you at the end of the row and we will finish putting this thing together. Winning at Yarn Chicken is one of the best feelings, and I am about to do it. About to win at Yarn Chicken. The amount of yarn I have left here is very, very much not a lot, but I'm pretty sure I'll be just fine. I have been doing my single crochets a little bit tight, I will be honest with you here. Okay, now I've got just across the elastic is all I've got left to do with my single crochets, and then I'm gonna join my round with a slip stitch with my pink. Oh, look how cute this is. It is definitely giving sea cucumber, and I am here for it. It's summer. I can wear a sea cucumber headband if I want to. All right, here's how much yarn I was left with. I feel pretty good about that, I must say. And now I'm going to leave a little bit of a long tail on it, and then I am going to slip stitch the round together here to join that up, and then I'm gonna pull that stitch through. And now let me zoom you out so you can see the shape those petals are giving. Now it's time to weave in my ends. I just have two ends to weave in, the surface crochet tail and then our pink tail. So I'm gonna do that real quick and I will meet you back here to show you the final look. Ta-da! It's finished! What do you think? How cute are those ruffles? I think by changing colors every couple of rows like this, we ended up with such a fun looking texture. Having that pink outline really draws attention to that wiggly line of ruffles. And just to straighten out your ruffles, you can just pull on the sort of double crochet shells. You can pull on them bit by bit, and that will force the shell to kind of loop outward, and then the space between the shell will loop inward, creating this perfect zigzaggy line. What do you think? I love it. I love how the surface crochet looks on this. I think it adds just one additional detail that creates such a fun and beautiful look. I love that the headband has this rectangular center, creating a little bit of structure and a little bit of like strength and form. And then we've got these super wobbly ruffles on the edge, which I think add so much to it. I think it looks so good. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Here's what it looks like on. I think it is really cute. I'm gonna be wearing this for the summer for sure. I think you could definitely dress it down and dress it up depending on how you style your clothes with it, but it'll hold your hair back, and that is what a headband is meant to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you to everyone who is supporting the channel right now. Here's the list of channel supporters. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to join and support the channel, check out the links in the description box down below. Along with all of the ways to support the channel, you will also find all related tutorials linked in the description so that you can master all the stitches required to make this adorable ruffled headband. Like I said, friends, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!